If you feel like you are stuck in a sugar spiral, tired, constantly craving sweets, breaking out, or crashing by 3 p.m., you are not alone. I've been there too, and this is one of the top concerns my clients share with me. Today, I'm sharing how to finally get off that sugar roller coaster. No detoxes, no sugar ever again rules, just real food, small shifts, and a practical plan to help you feel like yourself again. And if you want a little support while shopping, I've got something for that too. More on that in a bit. It is easy to feel stuck when sugar and sweets are on your mind all the time.
What's that?
4 o'clock sugar fix.
But there is a way forward that doesn't involve going cold turkey or cutting out all the joy in your life. In this video, I am walking you through the exact steps that helped me so you can feel more steady, more energized, and more in control again. Here's what we're going to cover. Why sugar is so hard to quit, 4 realistic steps to cut back without feeling deprived, and a simple mindset shift that can make all the difference. Now, before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried cutting back or cutting out sugar? What did you notice? How did you feel? And how did it go? Drop a comment below. I love hearing your stories and what's worked or not worked for you. And just know if you are struggling with this, you are so not alone. A sugar habit, whether it is subtle or intense, is one of the hardest things to change. I've been there myself, so I totally get it. When I was younger, I thought I was eating pretty well. I'd grab a basic granola bar, throw together a salad with store-bought dressing on top, bake cookies on the weekend, and yes, have a couple glasses of wine here and there. I usually ate more sweets than I meant to, but I justified it by telling myself that I exercised and ate some veggies, so it all kind of balanced out. At the same time, my skin was constantly breaking out. I tried all the serums, masks, nothing really seemed to help. And eventually I realized I was eating added sugar all day long. Not in huge amounts, but it definitely added up. Little bits here and there every single day. Once I started cutting back, my skin started to clear up, and I was so happy. My energy felt more stable. I wasn't constantly thinking about my next snack or sweet fix. This isn't about being perfect. It's about paying attention, being more intentional, and noticing what actually makes you feel good. So why is sugar so hard to quit? There's actually a biological reason sugar feels so hard to quit. Let's unpack that. When you eat sugar, your brain releases dopamine, a feel-good chemical, and that's your brain's way of saying, yep, let's do that again. But the catch, that hit is short-lived, so your brain keeps nudging you to go back for more. Over time, that builds into a really strong pattern, especially if you're tired, if you're skipping meals, running on high stress. When your body needs quick energy, simple carbohydrates, like sugar, are the easiest source, and that's what you're going to crave. This isn't always about willpower, it's a lot about biology. And to make things harder, we live in a food environment where added sugar is everywhere. Not just in cookies or candy, but in things like salad dressings, sandwich bread, pasta sauce, even foods that are marketed as healthy. So even when you are trying to eat better, you might be eating sugar all day long without even realizing it. And when your body and brain are used to that steady drip of sugar, it can be very hard to stop. And here's the other part. Not all sugar is the same. Natural sugars like those that are found in fruit or dairy come with fiber, protein, nutrients that help slow down the absorption, which is a great thing. Added sugars, on the other hand, like cane sugar, corn syrup, even honey, and over 60 other sneaky names, are added during processing and don't offer the same benefits. And while a little added sugar here or there is totally fine, most of us are getting way more than we think. Let's put that into perspective. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day for women, which is about 6 teaspoons, and no more than 36 grams for men, which is around 9 teaspoons. But just one flavored yogurt or coffee shop frappuccino can max you out for the entire day. That doesn't mean you need to give up dessert forever. It just means the more aware you are of where added sugar is showing up, the more empowered you feel to make choices that actually feel good and keep you feeling like yourself. All right, let's get into the 4 steps that can help you get off this sugar roller coaster. Step 1, identify the why. I do this with my clients all the time. Before you reach for something sweet next time, pause and ask yourself these questions. Am I hungry? Am I craving this sweet? Or is this just a habit? For hunger, your last meal might have been too light or too long ago. You might also be underslept or underfueled. Try eating something more balanced, pairing a protein and a fiber, like an apple with some nut butter. If it's a craving, this one is usually more emotional. Stress, boredom, hormones, those are all big factors. In this case, try a glass of water, a short walk, or simply naming the feeling. Sometimes that is enough to take the edge off the craving. Now for habits. Habits are like always having dessert after dinner because, well, you always do. Here is where it helps to swap up the routine, not to scrap it. Maybe it's a small square of dark chocolate and an herbal tea, or a sweet tasting fruit instead of full-on brownies. But sometimes it's a mix of these three. What started out as a craving can easily become a habit. Like watching a show and always grabbing ice cream. Now your brain expects both. When you sit down on the couch, your brain says it's time for ice cream. When you understand what's really driving the urge, you can meet the need in a different way. And that's where the real change starts. Step 2, making smart swaps. This isn't about cutting everything out, but more about swapping a few things to feel more satisfied and more steady. Add protein and fiber to your meals to keep your blood sugar stable. Remember, when we are ravenous, we are reaching for those simple carbs like sugar. Trade your sweetened yogurt for plain with some fruit, or sweeten it yourself with a little honey or maple syrup. Keep real food snacks on hand. Popcorn is great and loaded with fiber. A trail mix gives you that sweet, salty thing happening. Roasted chickpeas are one of my favorite. Or how about some veggies and hummus? Those are filling and nourishing at the same time. And make things at home. When you cook at home, you control the sugar, and that's usually way more satisfying. And if you need some ideas on home-baked treats that you can feel good about, I have tons on my website, and I always include exciting new recipes in my email newsletter. You can sign up for that using the link down below. Some of my most popular are chickpea blondies, personal favorite of mine, fruit sorbets like a raspberry mango sorbet, homemade Girl Scout Thin Mints, or homemade Girl Scout Samoas. Just might be my most popular recipe. These are nothing super fancy. They're just delicious, nourishing, and naturally sweetened treats. Okay, step 3, create gentle boundaries. You don't have to ban sugar, you just really need some structure. For example, in my house, we have dessert Fridays. Every Fridays, my boys know it is dessert day. It takes the pressure off the nightly, "Can we have dessert?" question that happens after every dinner. And it gives us all something to look forward to. It doesn't mean that we never have sweets on a Tuesday night or other days. It just makes sweets more intentional and creates those gentle boundaries. Same thing goes for wine or sweet drinks. Ask yourself, will this feel good now and later? If not, try a sparkling water or an herbal iced tea. There are so many great options out there. And this isn't about being rigid. It's about making space for the foods that you love on your terms that you feel in control about. Now, step 4, spot the hidden sugars. Even if you've cut out desserts, you might still be getting a lot of added sugar from common everyday foods. Some of the most common culprits are salad dressings, barbecue sauce, ketchup, granola, protein bars that are marketed as healthy, yogurt, pasta sauce, breads, certain flavored waters, and definitely energy drinks. Take a look at the label. Take the grams of sugar, divide that by 4, and that's how many teaspoons are in a serving. For example, this barbecue sauce that I currently have in my fridge right now has 17 grams of sugar in just 2 tablespoons. That's over 4 teaspoons of sugar in just 2 measly tablespoons. This is a great place to start being more mindful. And if you want me to do a full-on video decoding hidden sugars in everyday foods, comment hidden and I'm gonna make it happen. When you start cutting back on sugar, even just a little bit, you will notice things shift. Your taste buds actually adjust. Natural sugars like those in fruit actually taste sweeter. You'll feel more steady. You're gonna feel more energy. You're not constantly looking for that next sugar fix. You might even notice improvements in your skin, your digestion, definitely energy and sleep. And the best part, you still get to enjoy food. It just doesn't control you anymore. That's why I created my Thrive Nutrition RDN grocery tote. It's a small visual reminder that You choose what comes home with you. It makes grocery trips more intentional. And to make it even sweeter, I'm including my sugar savvy shopping guide with 15 smart swaps to stock your cart to help you spot the hidden sugars, shop smarter, and feel great. You can grab yours on my website, the link's down below. Okay, cutting back on sugar doesn't mean cutting out all the joy. It's about those small, realistic shifts that help you feel more steady, more energized, and more like you. Pay attention to what is driving your cravings. Take a pause and think about it. Am I hungry? Is this a craving? Or is it more of a habit? And then make those smart swaps. Set those gentle boundaries that work for you and be mindful of your daily routines that might include sugar. Look for those hidden sugars that might be keeping you stuck. And you don't have to be perfect to feel better. You just have to start. If you want to stay away from the sugar traps at the grocery store and make something homemade, click the video on your screen right now. I'm going to show you how to make my homemade Girl Scout Thin Mints. They are simple, a little sweet, and seriously satisfying. Until then, eat well, be well, thrive.